Hello everyone. So today we are going to look at another problem in our array series called leader of an array. So before starting, let me first of all tell you that this question is super important. All right, and has come in many interview problems and coding rounds. So let's look at it. So first of all, let's talk about what is leader of an array. So an element is called leader of an array if there is no element greater than it on the right side. All right. So let's talk with an example here. Okay. So what we are going to do here is see the last element of an array is always going to be leader, right? Because there is no element to the right side of it, so it is going to be there. Okay, 2 is there. Then we see 5. We see that 5 is there's no greater element than 5 at the right side. All right, so we write 5 also. Then we look at 6. So we see that there's no greater element than 6 on its right side. So 6 is also a leader. Now if we see um, look at 3, we see that 6's are greater than 300 is at the right side of 3, so 3 is not going to be a leader. Similarly with 4, 6 is greater than 400 at the right side of it, so it is also not going to be leader. Then we look at 10, so there is no element at the right side of 10 which is greater than it, so 10 is also a leader. Now if you look at 7, we see that 10 is greater than it and it is at the right side of it, so 7 is also not going to be an leader. Hence, we can see that our output is going to be 10, 6, 5, and 2. Right? Now what we see here is another example. I already told you like the last element is going to be, you know, uh, leader. So 30 is the leader, and if you look at 20, 20 is not a leader, 10 is also not a leader because you can reduce it on your own, right? Now, let's talk about how you can solve this problem. Okay. So the basic algorithm here is very simple. What we're going to do is we are going to have a variable array leader, all right, and we'll run a loop from this element. Okay, we'll run the loop from this element till the first element, the second last element till the first element, and we are going to have a variable called, you can call it anything. Let's call it current leader. So see, 2 is anyhow going to be the current leader in any case. So we'll just, have us see out 2 here, and then what we're gonna do, we are going to store the current leader as 2. Now we are going to we're going to do what? We are going to traverse the loop from here till here, and we're going to check if the current element of an array is, greater than the leader. If it is greater than the leader, we will, print that element. And then what we're going to do is we are going to change the current leader value to that number. Okay. And this is how we'll traverse the loop. Let's have a test case here, dry run. So let's have current leader as 2. Now our I is what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5. All right. So at 5, 5 array 5, mm, it is greater than, currently number. So what we are going to do, we are going to print 5. Okay. And we are going to change C as 5. Okay. So now we have C as 5. We will decrement our I by 1. 5 will become 4. Now at I is equal to 4, 6, it is greater than 5. So we'll, print 6. Now our C becomes 6, our I becomes 3. At I is equal to 3, we have element 3. No change would be here. Now I would become 4. I will become 2. We'll decrementing I. So I2 is also not greater than 6. So nope, nope. Okay, now we'll have I as 1. Now at 1 element is what? 10. So we'll print 10, 6, 5, and 2 is already there as C. We'll print 10. We'll change C as, what? 10. I would become 0 now, right? And we'll see that I0, which is 7, is not greater than C. We decrement I and we'll come out of the loop. And what we have printed here is 2, 5, 6, and 10. Alright. So this is the working of this algorithm, and we have discussed the try case. Now let's dive into coding. Okay, so I am guessing like you might have understood the coding, and it would be recommended that you do the coding part on your own. But for the sake of understanding better, I'm still going to code it. Alright. So let's have the header files. Okay, now let's have our int main. Okay, let's have int ar as what was our as 7, 10, 4, 3, 6, 5, 2. Okay, so this is going to be our int array. Now let's call our function as leaders. Now this function is going to have parameter as ar, comma, size of it. Size of this array is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7, right? Okay. Now let's write our like this. Let's have it AR. Let's have this. Okay. Now what did I say? Let's have a variable CR, current leader CL, and we'll assign it to the last element. We are just going to simply see out CL, right? Okay. Yes, because see, we are always going to have this element as a leader, so we are just simply going to print it outside the loop. Now, what did I tell you? We'll run the loop from n minus 2, right? I greater than equal to 0, I minus minus. Now, if at any point CL is less than our array I, what we're going to do? We're going to change value of a CL as RRI, and we're just going to simply see out CL. Okay, okay, and yeah, that 1 minute. So you can see the better output I'm having indel after every line here. Okay, yeah. So that's it. That's the whole code here. So here we have void leaders where uh, we declared a variable CL, which is our current leader, right? And first we have assigned it as our last element, and we have submitted CL, right? And what we have done, we have run a loop here, from n minus 2 till first element, and we're decrementing our I at after every iteration. And if at any point our current leader is smaller than our array element, we're simply changing the value of our current leader as the array I, and we're just simply um, printing it, right? So yeah, this was the whole code of our leader array question. So as I told you earlier, this is a very important question. So see, let me tell you a little bit of advice here, that questions like this, like after seeing the solution, you might have wondered like this is a easy question, and most of the questions are like this, but it's just like you don't you know you don't find the algorithm to how to you don't uh, think, like you cannot think the solution. So that is the main thing here. If you find the algorithm, like how you will come up with the solution, then that's great. All right, so that's it. Yeah, so that's it for this video, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.